A secret RCMP report was just uncovered, and what it says is disturbing. This report, titled Whole of Government 5-Year Trends for Canada, was published in 2022 by the RCMP for the eyes of only high-ranking government officials, being labeled as secret. Fortunately for us, the people who paid for the report, an access for information request was filed and the report was forcibly released, albeit heavily redacted. So what does the report say, and why is it so shocking? Well, the report warns the federal government that Canada may descend into civil unrest once citizens realize the hopelessness of their economic situation. To quote from the report, "The coming period of recession will accelerate the decline in living standards that the younger generations have already witnessed compared to their earlier generations. For example, many Canadians under 35 are unlikely ever to be able to afford to buy a place to live." Now, the RCMP doesn't blame Trudeau for this upcoming unrest. They don't cite his money printing, his divisive political style, or his exposed corruption. No, instead they blame Canadian polarization on misinformation, conspiracy theories, and, get this, climate change. Under a header reading "Paranoid Populism," the report says, capitalizing on the rise of political polarization and conspiracy theories have been populists willing to tailor their messages to appeal to extremist movements. Authoritarian movements have been on the rise in many liberal democratic nations. We all know who these Laurentians are talking about, and that's the big scary orange man down south. But the rest of the section is completely redacted, which leads me to think they may have specifically talked about populism in Canada, possibly naming Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre and Premier of Alberta Danielle Smith. We know the Liberals have been painting Pierre and Danielle as extremist populists, but perhaps the RCMP is doing it as well. One of the most ironic parts of this document is a heading called "The Erosion of Trust." This is the longest paragraph on the page, but we, the public, are only allowed to read 15 words. The rest of the erosion of trust section is completely censored. I wonder why Canadians are losing trust in government. Now, do I think there'll be civil unrest in Canada? No, I don't. And that's because Justin Trudeau is set to get his ass kicked by Pierre Poilievre, who is polling to win the largest majority government in Canadian history. A unified Canada, coupled with an explosion in economic growth fueled by deregulation and a technological revolution, is going to dramatically benefit the lives of Canadians. However, there is something in the document that I think is a valid concern, and that's our territorial integrity in the Arctic. The report says, quote, "Shrinking polar ice caps are providing access to untapped raw materials and new paths for transportation. This new opportunity for profit is causing several countries to expand their territorial claims in the area." I am concerned about countries like Russia claiming Canadian Arctic territory for 3 reasons. One is that Canada's north is pathetically underdeveloped. It's incredibly expensive to live and build up there because we lack the proper infrastructure to move materials around the north. This is why we need to build something called the Northern Corridor, which is something I'll be making videos about in the future. Number 2 is that Trudeau seems to be completely uninterested in the resources under the ground in the north. This could allow another country to swoop in and claim the resources for itself. And the third reason is that our military is at a breaking point. Canada once had the 3rd largest navy in the world at the end of World War II, only behind the UK and the US. Now we are ranked 48th, behind Honduras, Paraguay, and Peru. We only have 4 submarines, 12 frigates, and 14 patrol vessels. We have 0 aircraft carriers, 0 destroyers, and 0 corvettes. It would be laughable if it wasn't such a slap in the face to the men and women who choose to serve. Now, hopefully my prediction of a conservative government quickly turning this around proves to be true, because God forbid this section of the document or any section of this document happens. I mean, nobody wants to see civil unrest in Canada. We all want to live in peace and prosperity. But I do worry that if Trudeau wins again, that could lead some people to behave violently because they hate him so much, and for good reason. But what do you guys think? Do you think this report is accurate if Trudeau wins again? Do you think it could apply if there's an economic crisis, but Pierre's at the helm of the ship? Let me know what you think in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.